Hello and welcome to Meanwhile Back on the Hobby Farm. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you do realize I do not give training, instructional type of videos because I'm not an expert. I screw up royally. Got my corner post lined up on the pasture that the horses are going to be going to in 2 days. I've been working this every day for about 3 weeks. Sometimes they weren't full days because it was just too hot. I got the T-post in. What I did was on these corner posts over here, I'm not an expert. I ended up going 6 feet between the outer post and the corner post. And then I went 10 feet on this side on my T-post. I'm sorry, 15 feet. Some people go 20, some go 10. I did go 10. You'll see that further on when I walk around over here. And the reason why I went 10 on the other side is because there's another horse in another pasture over there, way over there. And if the horses ever decide that they wanted to crash, which they won't, my horses have been really good. We've only had one crash offense in 3 years. That's not a bad record at all. They're going to do it over there because they're going to want to go where the other horse is. When my horse did crash out once, he went over to the neighbors quite a distance away because they wanted to see that horse. So I did go 10 feet. As you can see, they're 10 feet over there because if they're going to crash it, it's going to be that area, but they're not going to. Anyway, as you can see, I've got a lot of clearing to do over here. I might, if I have time, release the goats out here tomorrow and let them eat up as much. I have to find the woodchuck holes, which I counted 5 before all this stuff grew. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my picture app and I'm going to identify, make sure there's no poisonous. I don't see any poisonous stuff in here, but you never know. So I'm going to hopefully release the goats for a couple of days, let them eat up as much as they can, and then the horses will be out here. But I got to find those woodchuck holes and bury them. So as you can see, all I have left to do is put our poly rope on, and I'm going to be starting that this afternoon after I get all of the fence line weed whacked. And I did have a problem. You're going to notice one of the corner posts is really high. I really lucked out. The ground was like cement. It was bad. My son-in-law came over. He used his muscle and got 8 of these 12 posts in for me. That one there had a root about 26 inches buried in the ground. I could have went in there with a saw and spent hours. I'm too old. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a fence builder. What I did was I got concrete and poured it in the hole and buried it, and that's why it's taller. I do have to trim these all off afterwards. On the average, they're about 20 inches, 21 inches from the bottom, goes up to 35 inches and goes up to 50. Some of them are a little bit off. Again, I'm not a perfectionist. As you can see, what I ended up doing on that side was I ended up actually reinforcing it with 4 T-posts, about 3.5 feet in the ground, 4 feet in the ground. And then I strapped it, and that thing's not going anywhere. It's not moving at all. Now, some people end up, when they come to these H supports, they will use the ratchets. We bought the ratchets, and it was just a pain in the butt. I did a lot of YouTubing, and this one guy, well, 2 guys, they said, you know what, we don't use ratchet, we don't use crimping tools, we don't do none of that. What they did was they ran 4 strands from bottom. You always go in the bottom on the inside corner post, all the way up, because that pulls it, because the fence line's going that way, you want to pull it taut that way, which some videos I saw had it the opposite way, and they were wrong because I did make a mistake twice in doing this, and I ended up putting the low end on the end post and the higher end up here, and what ended up happening was this thing, you were able to actually turn it. You could spin it. I knew I did it right because I knew I made a mistake when I was finished doing it on one of the other corners, and I was still able to spin it, and I said, darn, I did it backwards. So I ended up snipping it. But these are 4, and what I did was I took a 16-inch drill bit, and I put it in the hole there, and I just spun it, or averaged 30 times. I just kept on turning it, turning it, turning it. Then I took 2 12-inch pieces of this 12-gauge wire and wrapped it around, had to use my pliers and wrap that around there, and that stops it from unraveling. If it does become loose, if you had ratchets, you just ratchet it all up. Yay, that's fun. I didn't do it because I was too cheap to spend $8 for a ratchet. I did it because I don't have the time, the energy, and the know-how. So if it does loosen up, all I got to do is go back and put in the 16-inch bit and turn it a few more times. But this is solid. This ain't going nowhere. This post is not going absolutely nowhere. So we're on the roadside over here. They do have a little bit of a shade. We are going to build a lean-to over here in this corner. Not right away, but it's next on the agenda. They're not going to eat much hay for the first couple of weeks because they're going to be eating a lot of stuff here. But I do have a hay rack out here. I am going to build a roof on that for it, so when it's raining it keeps it dry. But they don't care, they'll eat it anyway. But I was going to use this water tank. I might use it next year. Can't leave it out in the winter time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a garden hose from the corner of the house down here. I am going to put the watering bucket over here. I do want to put up a little bit of shade over it to kind of keep the water a little bit on the cool side. A lot of berries over here. I've been eating them while I've been working. And here's another corner post. I ended up just putting these in. I didn't realize they have a tool that you put at the end of your drill bit, and you put these in this little cup holder, bracket holder, and it screws right in there versus trying to turn it by hand with a screwdriver. I've done all that. But as you can see, I did it right on this one. I did it right on all of them. This is nice and secure. This is not going anywhere. This is how I did it on the bottom. And on these corners, this is the only one I had to do it. A lot of these little had a flat edge on it. Over here, these I just banged it with a hammer. And yeah, you can sell corner ones. I don't want to mess around with it. These will hold up fine, and this is going to, it's going to do a good job. So anyway, as you can see, I ended up doing that over here. And we come around over here. Did put these safety caps on here. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened. I've been told by a vet that horses can bang their head down on there and impale themselves. Does it happen every day? No. Do people get hit by trains every day? No, but it can happen. So you just got to be careful. Got some grapevines and some raspberries over there. The goats are going to want to go in there. I might have to block that off. I don't know if the horses will eat it or not. Here is our solar. It's supposed to be 0.5 joules, 0.4. This is, no, 0.5. This is 0.4. I know my horses very well. Once I put the 3 lines in there, they're all going to be hot. What I do is I connect this positive onto here, connect it to the poly line. This one here goes to the rod. I know the electric one we have at home, they have to put these all the way into the ground. 6 to 8 feet into the ground, 10 feet apart. On this one, it just says put one in, connect it on there, and it does work. I did test it the other day. Not with a shock, but by hand. Here's a beautiful place where the horses are going. It's 2 miles away from our home. Beautiful place, lovely people. See those chickens right there? They're not even their chickens. They live across the street. They come over every day, and these folks, they feed them. They have a nice, beautiful cat that comes over. And every day they all march across the street. They come here, and then I've seen them at nighttime when it was after sunset. They all start walking across. Unfortunately, one didn't make it the other day. A car was speeding by. But here we are. And it looks like the cat's been here because I see a mole here. A dead mole. Beautiful piece of property. This was in her family, and used to be multiple acres, and I think they got like 5 to 10 acres, and they got broken off. The pond scum, they've been trying to use the barley straw, and it's not working. As soon as it rains, all that goes away. It comes right back up. They're going to try some different dyes and stuff. They do have a couple of irrigators in there. They're going to hook up the third one to this windmill here. But here is the last post that I did. And it's strong. It's not turning nowhere. That's about it. We're heading back towards the truck. So I just got done putting in the last of the red corner clamps onto the wood H-post. And That's it. It's been a long, tedious job. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely, because I am not a fence builder, carpenter, builder. That's why I don't do training videos, because I would be giving you wrong information. I YouTube like everybody else, and especially on those H corner posters, I got so many different advices on how to do it, and I took the easiest one, but what I feel is the most secure one. But that's about it. They say your corn's got to be knee high by 4th of July. I grew up hearing that out on the East Coast in Massachusetts, and let's see how tall the corn is. It's not 4th of July yet. Was it 27th, 28th today? 28th, 27th. And I would say it is about, it's above waist high. So they say knee high by 4th of July. Corns, everything's ahead this year. Blueberry pickings, 3 weeks early this year. They're already picking them. Strawberries were 3 weeks early. I just hope it doesn't mean an early winter, because I hate winter. We haven't had really much of a winter in the last few years. So, well, that's about it, folks. I just wanted to share my non-expertise project that I've been working on. If you like the video for the updates, please hit the subscribe button. And again, I don't want to do training stuff. There's so many of them out there. And whatever advice I give you is probably going to be wrong. So I just want to share my 63-year-old New Englander transplant out here for 34 years daily life. Can't wait to bring the horses out here. They're going to have a lot more room. We've been renting for 3 years where they are, 2 miles south of us. This is 2 miles north of us. But they didn't have really much land out there. It was pretty bare. It was small. We're going to rotate them. We're going to build another one. But it's not going to be as elaborate as this one with the corner posts and all that. It's going to be, you can see it from the red shed, the garage. There's a temporary one, and that's going to be a real small. It's going to be not even an eighth of an acre, but that's going to be enough to put them there for a couple of weeks, bring them out here, let the stuff grow, and then just continue the cycle. They do have the barn over there to hunker down in during storms, but they'll have their lean-tos here. And look at this beautiful sky, folks. Is that beautiful? This is what it's all about. I grew up in New England, Massachusetts, Dracut, Mass, right on the New Hampshire border. Yes, we grew up with only one blinking light in our town, and now it's terrible. There's fast food in every corner, crime, congestion, gridlock, all that good stuff. Don't have this out here. I've been out here today. I think I counted about maybe 5 or 6 vehicles drive by. A little bit more than our house, actually, because there is a campground over there. The road is under construction to the west, so that's why they had a whole 5 cars in the 5 hours that I've been here. But that's it, folks. Thank you for stopping by. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you liked it. If you didn't like it, still make an old man feel good, will you? Take care. Have a great day. Enjoy life. Get out of the reclining chair and get outside. That's all I can say. Take care. God bless. Bye.